ingredients to success. You need a sickening work ethic. You need the ability to understand failure, to accept failure, to learn from failure, to grow from failure, to want failure. Try. Go out there and put yourself in a situation that's like may not be like you don't know if you're gonna win or lose. You know what I'm saying? Like try. You'll learn something about yourself, and then you need to surround yourself with people that have that same level of passion for success as you do. Mm-hmm. Okay, and when you start adding those ingredients, and I'm pretty sure there's 1,000 more.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right? But you start adding those basic ingredients, you're gonna find success.
You sound great.
Thank you. Yeah.
You should be on the radio.
Yeah.
We're here with Gilbert Smith from Victory MMA, a former UFC fighter, Ultimate Fighter challenger 2 times, and you're the coach at Victory MMA, and that's where I was going, when I was going and training, and it was awesome. I love that. Yeah. And you're a great coach.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been blessed to have a decent MMA career, considering when I started. I started pretty old, so accomplish some of the things that I accomplished. I've had a blessed career, and I was able to get into the sport, when I wanted to, and I got out of the sport also when I wanted to. So now I'm just a coach, and I'm trying to help other people live out their MMA dreams.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's when you started coaching. Were you just you started the gym? Did you think you would have like fighters that you're developing to become professionals, and was that the goal?
Yeah, I actually started coaching early on in my fight career, so I always had fighters. A lot of it was built around the fact that I had to teach people to fight, so I had training partners. So so from there it just developed, and it got to a point that it became a viable business, so I could dedicate all of my time to.
Yeah, okay. I'm over here thinking, like you said, you started late, and that's because you were in the Army, right?
Right. I started late because I didn't have my first fight until I was 27, but my first amateur fight.
Yeah.
So that's old. For the sport of MMA, for the sport of fighting,
especially these days.
Right. You get kids making it all up to the UFC already with like 10 fights by the time they're 23. So I didn't have my first amateur fight till I was 27. But when I started fighting, I was grinding, man. I was pushing it. I was fighting. I was winning. I just didn't stop. So I was able to knock out a significant amount of fights within a short amount of time. And from there, I was, I got picked up for the Ultimate Fighter.
You're on the radar.
Yeah.
I have all these pictures of like Chuck Liddell over there where he's like that victory pose, and if you look over here you can't really see, but Ferguson's there, and this other dude down here, that right after the win, right when you knock somebody out. What is that like?
What's it like, or what is it like? My celebration,
it's got to be probably one of the. It's like you're at the top of the mountain.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay, I see what you're saying. You want to know what's the emotional state? Honestly, man, a lot of it is just relief. When you spend so much time training, cutting weight, preparing, thinking about this guy, all the anxiety, the bad thoughts coming into your mind, saying, "What if I lose? What if I get knocked out? What if I get hurt?" A lot of it is just like, it's over. I won. You just elated and relaxed for a split second. Don't get me wrong. You extremely excited. You running around screaming. You flexing in front of the cameras. Depending on what your celebration style is.
Right.
But I think honestly, the biggest thing is you just happy that it's over.
Right.
And you're like, okay, I did what I said I was gonna do, and I did it well.
Yeah. Okay, so the relief, the elation, and it's over.
Yeah.
So then how long do you wait before you get back on the bike, so to speak?
For me, I never stopped training. If I fought Saturday, I'm back in the gym Monday. A lot of it had to deal with the fact that I was coaching. So I was running the business. I didn't have the time to take a week off or 2 weeks off and just disappear from the gym.
And get fat.
Yeah, and get fat. I probably did get fat, honestly, but excuse me, but I was back in the gym teaching and coaching and getting other people prepared for some competition, maybe a jiu-jitsu tournament or their own fight.
And people have, like Patty the Batty has been on, he's been winning.
Right.
And and people have been, when he's done, like, it's controversial, like how he
puts on so much weight.
Right. And I'm reading this book called Atomic Habits by somebody, and I forget his name. Sorry.
Yeah.
And, he talks about not doing these goals where you work real hard, achieve the goal, and stop.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to make it a lifestyle.
Right.
And in the way you're talking about your career, and to me it fits more in the line of a champion based on what I'm reading in this book. But everybody has.
Well, I mean, obviously Patty the Batty, from his last fight, he did get pretty big. He got pretty fat, and he caught a lot of flack, and people was body shaming him, fat shaming him, or whatever the case may be, because they have such a high expectation for a world class athlete. I can't really point the finger at him and say, he's not living the right lifestyle, because I did get big too, between fights.
A lot of people do. And how could you not? You're cutting so much weight. You're working so hard. I mean, you need to celebrate a little bit.
Yeah, I typically go from like 170 back when I fought at 170 to easily like 210, and it's like a short amount of time.
That gives me a perspective. So is like Kamaru Usman like the same size as you, about, or what would you say?
Could be. I actually don't know what his walk around weight is, but I could assume that he, between fights, especially after a championship fight, he could probably get up pretty big. Because here's the thing, when you're at that level, you don't take short notice fights. You never ever Kamaru Usman is going to take a short notice fight, right? And it's for multiple reasons. One, he got way too much to lose, and even the UFC got way too much to lose, meaning that the whole you got to stay ready to get ready or whatever.
Oh, like Cowboy, right.
Yeah, Kamaru Usman is not that guy, because he's a champion. They need to market it, they need to promote, they need to put a lot of time and effort for him to fight so they can maximize their return on investment. So he's not going to fight for another 4 or 5 months. He don't take short notice fights. I was kind of the same way, although I was never as successful as Kamaru Usman, but I cut so much weight that I know I never take a short notice fight. So I enjoyed my time off, and when it's time to get back on the grind, I got back on the grind and I cut the weight, and I always made weight.
Where were you fighting out of originally?
I fought many different organizations, from the LFA, Titan, Legacy. Obviously, I fought in Bellator. I was.
What gym? What like gym? What kind of region of the United States in general?
Right here.
Oh, for real? I didn't know that.
Victory MMA.
Okay, the whole time.
The whole time.
Oh, I thought you were like relocated here for some.
No, I did not relocate. You gotta understand. I started fighting. My first fight I had in January 2009 was at the City Auditorium, Colorado Springs, downtown. Like nice. I said, I had to start training guys so I could have training partners. Now, I didn't come from American Top Team in Florida or in Vegas or San Diego.
Well, nobody's from here. Well, no. Well, anyways, whatever. Do you think there's an advantage from being from like a Mile High type city?
I always wondered how good I could have been if I came from a gym that had world-class coaches and world-class training partners. Mm-hmm. I literally was like learning on the fly. Mm-hmm. I was training people to train me. Even when I went to professionals, like I found a boxing coach. He was a boxing coach. He didn't understand MMA. He never done MMA. If I went to a wrestling, because I wrestle here at CSU Pueblo, he was a wrestling coach. He didn't do MMA. So if I was a part of a gym that had these MMA coaches with these world-class training partners, I wondered how far I would have, improved. Now, it did get to a point after the UFC, I did start doing some cross-training with a gym in Denver called Factory X.
Okay.
It did get to a point that I could not keep training myself, right? So I did get with Mark Montoya from Factory X, and I did do some training. I was training with them maybe 3 to 4 days out the week. At the same time, I was still training at Victory MMA, still running my own gym. So I was going back and forth, driving from Denver and coming back and training in Colorado Springs, a teacher in training in Colorado Springs.
That's a grind.
Yeah, so that was a lot.
Yeah.
That was a lot.
But that was it's interesting because a lot of people think, you know, I can figure it out. I don't need a coach. I don't need a mentor. I'm a badass or whatever. But like how much time you can save from seeking out someone who's been there, done that, expert like yourself. I feel, you know, a lot of people, I just want to express the value of having an actual coach versus trying to do it on your own.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I mean, that's the benefit of some like the guys at my gym, right? Especially someone like my son. You know, he has the benefit. Like I tell these guys, I say, man, y'all lucky because y'all got it all right here. Like literally, I would have to drive to Denver to do my MMA training and kickboxing with Factory X. Then I have to drive to Pueblo, which is like 45. So Denver, so to give people a viewpoint, Denver from Colorado Springs is about an hour. North.
Yeah.
Right? So I would drive to Denver to do some MMA training and kickboxing. Then I would drive to my college that I wrestle at, which is in Pueblo. That's about 30, 45 minutes south.
Yeah.
Okay? Then in some days, I would drive to Castle Rock, which is 45 days also north, to do some jiu-jitsu training. Then I had to go, because my gym didn't have equipment at the time, then I had to go to like locally 24-hour fitness to do some strength conditioning. And then I have to go drive to my boxing gym, my boxing coach gym. So like I'm all over the place going to multiple different coaches, none of them communicating with each other. So I would go to my kickboxing coach, he would wreck me. Then I would go to my wrestling coach, he would wreck me. Then I would go to my boxing coach, he would wreck me. And then the strategy of like actually of a fight camp and the strategizing against nobody's communicating, I had to put it all together. So although I had specialized coaches, it was on me to come out with my own fight strategy.
Wow.
Right? And that was later on in my career. Early on in my career, I didn't have anyone.
Right.
So I tell my guys like, yo, you got it all here. You know, meaning like you got a gym that you can work out in. We do boxing here, we do kickboxing here, we do jiu-jitsu, gi and no gi, even MMA grappling. We do our sparring and our kickboxing, and now we're homegrown in our fighters. And you have a coach, myself, who actually been to the highest level of MMA. Once again, I'm training with coaches, none of them fought MMA, none of them fought at a high level of MMA, you know? So all of them was good in they respective sport, but never MMA.
Right.
So my guys, they get to train, coach, spar, roll, grapple with a person who've actually been to the top, been through the grind, and given them, you know, everything. And they don't got to go anywhere. It's only one spot.
Yeah.
You know, and sometimes I'd be thinking like, you know, because sometimes they don't show up. They say, Coach, I'm busy, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, y'all got it so easy. And then y'all still felt like that. Y'all couldn't walk in my shoes.
You got to want that shit so bad that if you were underwater, you would want oxygen. That kind of analogy. We talked about that.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. You know, that's the whole Eric Thomas, the business guru, you know, with the whole story about, you know, this guy went up to the guru, and everybody heard this story. This is super old now, but you know, it's still true to form, maybe for MMA. All right, so the guy went up to the business guru, was like, hey, I want to learn, I want to be successful. The guru said, come to the beach, I'll teach you. The guy showed up, right? Okay. And the guru went in the water. He said, hey, man, come on in the water. And the dude was like, yo, I want to learn business. I want to make money. I don't want to get wet. I don't want to go swimming. The dude was like, no, but come on here. So, like, he came out in the water. He's like, damn, I'm getting wet. The guru was like, come out a little bit further. Now the water's by his hip. So the dude's walking out there. He's like, well, he's going to listen to the guru. Yep. But he's like, I don't know why I'm doing this. And the guru was like, let's come out a little bit further. Now the water's up by his neck. So now the guru grabbed him, put him underwater, almost like drowning him.
Yeah.
And then let him out. I was like, what do you want? Bro, I want to breathe. You about to drown me. I'm about to die. He's like, the moment that you want to be successful, as much as you want to breathe, at that moment that you thought you was gonna drown, that's when you be successful. See, people want it when it's convenient. They want it when it's easy, when it's nice. But when you have to sacrifice, give up your natural desires, that's when you can see who's gonna rise to the top. Because a lot of people will walk away. Now, Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip hop preacher, he says that story way better than I can.
That was really good. I was feeling it, and I thank you for telling it because I ruin it every time. But the message about how bad you want something, like, when have you never ever like not gotten the thing that you absolutely had to have? If you have to have it, you're probably gonna get it anyways.
Well, no, it's more than that, right? Because you could say you have to have it, but like, I have to have certain things. But like, we talk about life or death now.
Yeah.
When you're talking about breathing,
Right. Oh yeah.
like if someone was holding you underwater, how hard would you fight?
Wow.
To get some oxygen? Like, think about that.
Yeah.
You would fight like your life depended on it.
Yes.
Because your life depends on it.
Yeah.
Right? It's not like, I ain't feeling good today. I think I'm just going to drown. I'm just going to let him drown me. My girlfriend broke up with me. I got a broken heart. So I'm not going to fight that much. I'm just going to drown.
Just be dead.
Yeah, I'm just going to be dead. My boss is on my butt. I'm stressed out. I'm just going to let the guy. No. No matter what you're going through, none of that is going to matter at that point. The only thing that's going to matter is you getting some oxygen. And you're going to fight your butt off to make that happen. And once you have that same type of work ethic, that same type of push to be successful, that's when you will be successful. And the funny thing is, it's still not even guaranteed.
Right. Yeah. Because you might get hurt.
Like, you could literally bust your butt and give your whole life, soul, energy, and still lose.
I know. That's wild.
Right. So here's the perspective you have to put yourself in. And like someone like Steve Harvey says this.
Okay.
It's a guarantee that you will fail if you never try. It's a guarantee that you will fail, like 100% guarantee, if you don't give it a y'all. That's a guarantee. Okay? Now, if you bust your butt and do everything that you could possibly do to be successful, you have a chance.
You might have a chance.
You know what I'm saying? Like what are we talking about? You know what I tell people? Just give me a chance, bro. Just give me a chance. Give me a chance and I will prove to you. Okay? Just give me, all I need in life is a chance. Okay? But if you don't even fight for that chance and you kind of just quit early, then you're a failure. And good luck with that.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own, and we all have our paths, and everyone can't be the CEO or the coach, but maybe, I don't know. We all go through levels,
Yeah.
I worked at McDonald's. We were both in the Army. We were, being told what to do, but sometimes in order to become a leader, you have to learn how to follow, they say. Sometimes.
So listen, I think that when people say that, when, to be a good leader, you gotta know how to follow. No, I don't prescribe to that.
Okay, that's fair. I kind of caught myself as I was saying it, but
no. But let me break it down, because I think that's a very juvenile way of explaining what it takes to be a leader. It's not following, right? It's not following like I'm just, okay, sir, yes, sir. It's like, I see someone being great, and I'm gonna go behind them, and I'm gonna ask them questions. I'm gonna learn from them. Okay, I'm gonna try to become a student of the game by learning from them example, taking from their knowledge. Even when they give me a certain task, I try to knock it out. I'm like, yo, this guy did this and he became successful. So it's a proven formula. Okay, but I'm always looking for ways to make it better. I'm always looking for ways to make it mine. Because just because you do it that way doesn't mean it's going to be successful for me. Because we two different people, two different styles, two different energy.
Diets.
Right? I'm not saying what you did was wrong. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to take what you did and I'm going to flip it to whereas it works well for me. I'm not just gonna follow you and try to replicate what you did because that may not be possible.
Yeah, and don't just follow any old fool too. Like you want to look for people like you just said that are doing it, that have made it, and learn from them and absorb those characteristics. If you hang out with a bunch of losers, you're probably going to be a loser.
Well, yeah, they say, look at your 5 closest friends, and that's gonna tell you where you are in life. But yeah, when people are like, man, you need to, in order to be a leader, you need to be a follower. I'm like, bro, I'm never gonna be a follower.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could scratch that.
That's a great way to. Thank you for explaining it, because it's just like a saying, but I don't think it's like broken down to it.
I will listen. I will take in your knowledge. I will respect your experience and your knowledge. And I will, if you, Mr. Miyagi, and you say, hey, wax on, wax off, that's going to help you with my karate, I will respect that and drill that. But I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to push it to the limit. And another thing I'm going to do? I'm going to go to other sources. You know what I'm saying? It's not, like I tell my students, I cannot be your be-all and end-all for MMA. I don't know it all. You should be doing your own studies, doing your own practicing, doing your own drills. You could be reading a book. You could be watching videos. Like I sent my son out to Vegas to go train at Syndicate MMA, to go train with some new different partners, to train under some different coaches.
Show him where he's at, too.
Yeah. Yeah, I because like you can't all just drink from the same water fountain and think we all gonna be great. Like it's so much knowledge out there. Like, it's so much experience. Like, when I started, I was traveling. I went to Thailand. I went to Brazil. I went to Amsterdam. I went to Vegas. I went to Miami. I went to New York. Went to California. I trained with the best fighters in the world. Then I had the opportunity to train at the Ultimate Fighter, right? So now I'm training with John Jones. And then I'm training with TJ Dillashaw.
Nice.
And I'm picking up stuff from everybody. So once again, I don't just follow the follower because you just be a follower, okay? I follow to pick up and learn and build my experience and make it mine. But I'm still being me because I'm a natural born leader. You just are, you're not. Like, I'm just not going to change that about myself.
It's like Jeet Kune Do.
Yeah.
A little bit. You take all the stuff from the good, all of the best aspects of the different arts.
You take what's...
That works for you.
What you take what's applicable and you leave out the BS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Kiais. People... make fun of Kiais, but I feel like that can give you some extra power in a fight, but you would know better.
No, I mean, you have different forms of Kiais, but I understand what you're saying. People do, like, even in boxing, you're doing that pop sound, or you do you box, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
I don't know.
It's about breathing. It's about explosion. Sometimes people use that to even like shock someone that they're going against. I know, like in karate tournaments or taekwondo tournaments, I had a couple of friends. They would make those noises to show to the judges that they scored. Mm-hmm. It would overemphasize the scoring.
Yeah.
Like, ha, ha! Like you saw that. Like I'm catching your attention just by using those sounds.
There was the most recent Ultimate Fighter winner. I can't think of his name right now. He's like an Indian-y type of dude. Real cool. I like him.
The Ultimate Fighter winner? Or because the recent...
Well, one season ago. It might have been 2. He's just... I can't think of his name, but he does a lot of like... and he's like... Whoo.
Oh, you talking about the Mexican guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're talking about... Yeah.
And...
He just fought about Pilot.
And he lost.
Yeah, he did lose.
And he was doing way too much of that stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, I mean, that's not going to work. You got to win the fight this time. But I can't think of his name. I wish I could, because I really like his energy. Mm-hmm. He's real positive, and it was a fun.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You're right, and he did lose his fight, and he was kind of like, I mean, sometimes you gotta, I'm not here to judge him, but like, sometimes you just gotta put that BS to the side and just bite down in your mouthpiece and fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You could do the whole, all that stuff they're playing around. Sometimes you just gotta go out there and crack someone.
Yeah, anything. Who is now my? Okay, there's it's a black dude. He He knocked out Jacare Souza when he was like falling back.
Kevin
Holland.
Yeah.
He was having too much. I love him. He was wearing our hat and stuff. I couldn't think of his name. Anyways, he, he stopped all the talking a little bit. Not totally, but like way toned it down because I think he's really good. And that can kind of, you're not focusing totally.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a little sick for a little bit. It was like made him famous.
I know. It was awesome.
It's cool when you do it and when you're winning.
Yeah.
Because everybody, but man, he's talking and he's kicking butt.
Exactly.
But when you're doing that and you're losing, because then he went on a losing streak.
Yep.
Then it's like, hey man, okay, now you're looking stupid because now you're talking and losing. It's not as cool. Like that's a funny thing is people will praise you when you're winning. And you can do the same thing. You start losing, and then they look to ridicule you and judge you. So, I mean, for me, you do what makes sense to you.
Totally.
But like at the end of the day, I just gotta say, stay focused on the fight. Like when you stay focused on the fight, I don't think you got time to talk.
And there's that like applies to life. Just like don't talk shit. Stay focused on the fight of life, business, whatever it is you're doing or trying to do. It's kind of funny when I play basketball. I'll be in the zone. I'll be doing my thing, and then I have to talk some shit, and immediately it's bricks.
Right.
Like I can't hit anything.
I mean, if you're gonna talk about it, you gotta be about it, man. If you're gonna go out there, I mean, you just put more pressure on yourself. But like I said, some people enjoy that pressure, and and we live in an era of clickbait. Being,
sensationalism.
Yeah, that's going to get you followers. That's going to get you love. That's going to get you clicks. That's going to get you views and likes. And people enjoy that. I'm saying if that's what you're going to do, you better win.
Exactly.
Don't go out there fooling around and lose. Because that's the worst. Because then you look. I would just think about a video when I was driving here, right? And I was wondering about this guy. Where is he now? Because he was in a fight. It was a black guy, and he was in a fight, and he started to break dance in the fight, and then he got kicked in the middle of the break. He got kicked and knocked out.
Oh my god!
And I was like, and I don't know why his picture or his that video popped in my head. It's been an old video that's been circulating throughout social media for a couple of years now, and I was wondering where's that guy at right now? Like I wonder, did he keep fighting? Because I'm pretty sure he took a lot of heat.
Yeah.
He got made fun of because he was like, oh, look, I'm too good. You can't. Boom, he got knocked out.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, how do you recover from that? That's the epitome of you out there bullshitting.
Yeah.
And you paid for it.
Gloating it doesn't look good hardly any time ever. And my wife, a lot of people like Patty, the baddie, and he's so annoying to me because he's too whatever. If you're winning, do your thing. And I like when some people do it. I don't like when other people do it. I like when Shevchenko does her little dance when she wins.
I mean, but she does it after the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do whatever you want to do after you win. Mm-hmm. You win, you celebrate. But when you are celebrating or playing around and you haven't even won yet, once again, that's like Anderson Silva and Chris Weidman.
Yeah.
When Anderson Silva was playing around, he's like, and then he gets clipped.
Yep.
That's really, really bad.
Yeah.
Because then you go home and you be like, if I wasn't playing around, I could have won that fight.
I don't know how he ever lost. Anderson Silva was, in my opinion, the best fighter ever. I mean, John Jones is debatable, but Anderson was insane.
Well, I mean, he lost when he started to play around.
Yeah, because he was so dominant. I felt like this is me making excuses for him, but he was like, this guy's got nothing for me. And then he got caught, and then it happened again, and blah, blah, blah. But
you gotta always respect your opponent, respect the sport. I mean, you see it all the time. You see some people get away with it, right? You start playing around I don't respect, and boom, they still win. And then you see other people play around with it, and then they get knocked out.
Yeah, and eventually it's going to catch up to you.
Right. So, like you said, respect your opponent and respect the sport.
I love that. Respect in general, it's like for the game. And I love fighting because it's so similar in my opinion, kind of like to business. If you put everything in, you have to put everything in to what you're doing if you're going to be fighting in a cage.
You gotta go all in.
And if you're going to metaphorically be fighting in the cage of business, you got to put it, go all in, or you can, some people, you might get by or whatever, but I'm trying to I guess for me, I'm just constantly trying to make progress.
Right, right. Well, so when it comes to fighting a business and the similarities, it's you have to go all in, right? Like, you know what they say, I don't have a plan B,
burn the ships and all that.
Plan B takes away from plan A. But it's about being adaptable. It's about growing. It's about learning. It's about a work ethic. It's so much that goes into being successful. What you are talking about doesn't matter if it's business or sports or athletics. What you are essentially talking about is being successful.
Yeah.
Okay? And what are the key ingredients of being successful? Okay? You have a sickening work ethic. There is no one that has ever been successful that has not bust their ass and worked beyond all measures, right? Some people you could make a slight argument they was born into it.
Exactly. I was going to say that, but you're talking about somebody that made it.
If I'm Donald Trump Jr. and I don't know why his name is coming to mind, and my father was already a slight billionaire, and my father was, hey, and you surrounded by a whole bunch of smart people, so you're the third generation multi-millionaire. Okay, cool. But outside of being born into a lot of money and already a running successful business, the only thing you got to do is just not fuck it up.
Yeah, right.
Outside of that, you have to have a sickening work ethic. That's one. You know another key ingredient to success?
Obsession for me, but continue.
I mean, that's the work ethic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's failure.
Okay, yeah.
Okay? There's no one that has ever made it to the highest level that hasn't failed in some form or fashion.
For sure.
Okay? Failure doesn't mean that you are not going to be successful. Failure just means that there are some things you could fine tune. It's better to learn at a certain point than at the tail end. I'd rather fail early and often than to fail late when everything is on the line. I need to already have things dialed in and ready to go when it's time to go 100%. But I will never get to that point if I don't fail and learn from my mistakes and understand that I don't know it all. I understand that crazy things that sometimes out of my control could happen and I need to be ready to make adjustments, right? A failure is going to teach you all that. It's going to teach you how to deal with people ridiculing you, oh, you're not going to be anything, you suck. How are you going to deal with that? Failure is going to teach you how to do it, to deal with that and to overcome those obstacles. So you need a work ethic. You need to understand the importance of a failure. You know another thing you need? To surround yourself with people that you trust and people that's smarter than you. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're probably in the place that you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
I need people that's going to that has the same passion that I have, right? I don't need people that's half-hearted, kind of it's fun for them. This is a week. No. I need someone that's they see the dream.
Yes.
Right? And they want it as bad as I do. I also need people that's smart, right? I don't need people that's going to just follow me, leech off me, and I got to do everything.
I got to tell you every single detail of what to do. Yeah.
As a business owner, when you hire someone, right, and you say, okay, this is your job, okay, A, B, and C, and this is what I'm going to pay you. That person comes to work, does his job, goes home. Okay, that's fine. That's what I hire you to do. But then that person starts thinking man, I want a raise. I'm like, okay, why do you deserve a raise? Well, I've been coming to work every day and I've been doing the job. Oh, so you just want a raise because you're doing the job that you was paid to do. A person that get a raise is a person that actually does a little bit extra.
Adds value.
That adds value.
Yeah.
The job you're doing is a job that I could get the next person to do and sometimes pay him even less.
Right.
Okay? So why should I give you a raise? Because when you say check this out. This is a symbiotic relationship. We can feed off each other, right? By me paying you more, it's telling me that you are doing more.
Yeah.
I give you a little bit, you give me a little bit. But you want me to pay you more for doing the same thing that you've been doing? Where do I get my return on investment?
I know, it's so bananas. Like, I want people to, like, you come in early, maybe you reorganize the shelves, maybe you clean something I didn't tell you to clean, come up with a new marketing
strategy. Like,
yes.
And as a leader,
Yes.
I would see that.
Yes.
And I'd be like, huh.
He's trying to bring in more money or
I'm
shit.
like, you did that?
Yes.
Who told you to do that? You did it on your own. Exactly. That's when I started talking to the other boss and be like, you see John? He's out there working his butt off every day. We need to bring him on the team in the next level.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that they have that sense of entitlement. Just because they show up on time, do the job that it's supposed to do, that we agreed upon, that they should get extra. They owed something.
Yeah.
You know, so once again, hey, ingredients to success. You need a sickening work ethic. You need the ability to understand failure, to accept failure, to learn from failure, to grow from failure, to want failure. Try. Go out there and put yourself in a situation that's like may not be like you don't know if you're gonna win or lose. You know what I'm saying? Like try. You'll learn something about yourself, and then you need to surround yourself with people that have that same level of passion for success as you do. Okay, and when you start adding those ingredients, and I'm pretty sure there's 1,000 more.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right? But you start adding those basic ingredients, you're gonna find success. And it may not be what you initially envisioned on. Like sometimes you gotta pivot.
Yep.
But you will find success.
I love that. And you know, we all have ups and downs. So if you have like a little bit of down, whatever, a failure, if you will, which you have to have, you just said that, but like you need to learn from that. I know I tried to start multiple businesses before SHEATH. I was always relatively entrepreneurial, and I may or may not have told this story before, but I had, when I was 20, this idea for these keys, and they were going to be like jewelry, and they were going to be real fancy keys, and like designs on them because keys are blend. And I mean, I don't know where I would come up with the ideas for pouches and underwear, crazy keys, but now you see keys like that all the time with your favorite sports team on it or flower, etc. Yeah. I was thinking more like diamonds, more like just a little bit more complicated than a painting on of a logo. So I made it too complicated. This is what I learned from that venture. I made it too complicated, so keep it simple sometimes, you know. And I had given up, and when I gave up, that was over. You know, I probably tried for like 6 months, ran into some roadblocks. It wasn't easy. I had another job, you know, and it was going okay or whatever, so I quit. And then life goes on. 4 years later, 5 years later, I'm actually about to deploy, I think on my second deployment. And I was going to get like another key made, and I saw these keys that were basically what I had come up with 5 years before in like a Home Depot. And it felt like I got kicked in the stomach. And that was a tough lesson to learn from the failure of quitting, you know. So I knew, at least I learned the lesson on my next venture, which was SHEATH, to not quit. Yeah. And that was like the main, and keep it simple. Those were two of my main lessons that I brought with SHEATH. And because in some people, if you're trying to invent something, you know, it's different than coaching or like running a car, like selling cars or whatever. You're trying to invent something, or you had this idea, but then it never comes out because you wanted it to be perfect, and it maybe never will be perfect or whatever. So just,
that's like my son and his music, man. And he's like, I was like, yo, when you gonna put out this album? I wanted it to be perfect. I was like, you've been saying that for like over a year and some change. like soon like you just got to put something out. You know what I'm saying? Soon you just got to drop something. Like it's never gonna be perfect. And I understand like artists is very critical of their own art.
Yeah.
But on the same token, like you keep holding and holding and holding and holding, and it gets to a point that like it just becomes old.
A lot of my brother, he owns like this record label. It's like a nonprofit, but he had a band, and he had his two musicians, and they put out an album, and it was really good. It was great. And then they were going to do another one, and the two band members, Nick and Roll, shout out, they wanted it to be perfect, and it like never came out. Or like I think they did release one other album, but then they tried to do solo projects, never have come out. A decade later, it's a decade later, and there's no new projects. Whereas my boy Steven, he raps these funny little raps, and I think they're pretty good. And he puts them out, and I think you'll get better as you grow.
Yeah.
As you put stuff, you learn like, oh, people didn't really like that, or they did, or whatever. And that's a whole other thing. Whether you listen to what people say or do your own thing and follow your heart,
I think it's good to get some feedback. So, I think especially when you try to like put out stuff for other people to consume, it's important to keep an open ear to constructive criticism. Even sometimes when it's not that constructive, sometimes it could be like, "Oh, you suck." I put stuff out, and people, on the internet, going to be people on the internet.
Yep.
But every once in a while, sometimes if you get past your own ego, get past your anger, or I can't believe they said I suck. Sometimes you could actually learn a thing or two.
I'm like doing this for the years that we've been doing it. I never really watched them back because it's kind of cringy. I feel weird. Mm-hmm. But every now and then, my brother will be like, "Dude, you got to listen to this one," and he'll like make me listen to it with him, and I'll be like, "That's pretty good. That's okay." And I want to be more entertaining, which I think probably smoking weed all day, getting all burnt out and like slow and like dumb, probably not the best thing for being like ultra entertaining. Even though some people do it,
yeah,
and I do it, but I'm trying to like really just inches better. This atomic improvements. When I smoke, I'll like just smoke less and like less often and whatever. That's my little thing. But I want to be more entertaining. I mean, like I need a voice like your voice.
I mean, like it's about like animation, right? You do want to be. I think yeah, smoking like it kind of relaxes you, right? So you're trying to be peppy with your content, but you're like, yeah, man. yeah, it's all about being successful, bro. Yeah, man. And like it's kind of hard to listen to, man. You listen to people like Eric Thomas, and like he's like his voice is captivating.
Yes.
And he's telling you, listen, you want to be successful. This is what you got to do. And he's like he's so captivating with his voice and the energy. You're like, shit, tell me, I'm here listening.
Yeah, you're feeling his energy,
right?
And I'm very susceptible to things like that. Whereas if I'm in a room, it's all negative energy. I'll feel it. If it's super positive, I'll feel that. And I like watching these seminars, and people make fun of seminars, and I even have to an extent. But I just watched this free one. It was Tony Robbins. It was on like YouTube. It was this Matthew McConaughey spoke, which was pretty cool. But that energy I got from their motivation, and I noticed they had this uplifting voice that is like, you could do it or whatever. And I don't really, so they all had it. It was a weird note of, observance, like, okay, maybe I could change the tone of my voice a little bit to be more excited. If I'm trying to tell something to someone that I want them to get excited about, like if I want you to buy SHEATH, I can't be just like all blasé about it.
Well, I mean, if you can't do it, then you get someone that can.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to be the face
of
SHEATH. You know what I'm saying? Like you get someone that's like that has that type of energy, because usually like some people are born to do different things.
Yep.
Some people are they're the brains of the operation. Some people are the face of the operation. Some people are the legal part of the operation.
Exactly.
Some people are the manual labor of the operation. And as long as you get everybody who's just as passionate, just as gung-ho, that could play towards their talent, towards their gift,
Yes.
then you're gonna have a successful operation.
Right.
Is when people stepping out of their gifts, like, well, you know what, and like, you're a good, solid worker that's very innovative with the operation of the thing, like the whole logistics of it. And now you're like, you know what, I want to be in front of the camera. Okay,
Take it easy.
I get it. Like, but do you like talking in front of people? Can you? No, but I should. Okay, can you stick to what you're good at? Because when you live in your gift, listen, man. Most people don't live in their gift. I love Steve Harvey. He talks about this.
I like that.
Okay, when you live in your gift, it comes natural.
Yeah.
It comes natural and it's happy. I'm not saying you still don't have to work hard to make your gift better, but it comes natural. Living your gift, it's like now you're a fish in water, right? And you naturally swim.
Like it.
Okay, and sometimes it takes time to even find out what your gift is. A lot of people know what their gift is, but they tend to like downplay it. Man, your gift could be like Steve Harvey. He made the example, cutting hair. Right? You're a good barber. You study it, you love it, it's fun for you. It just comes natural.
Good hand-eye coordination.
What are you doing with it? Oh, I'm just cutting my people's hair in my basement. Nah, man, yo, you wasting it. Man, you need to be out there promoting your gift, marketing your gift, letting people know about your gift, giving away free haircuts, like guaranteeing people like, yo, you're going to love this haircut or your money back. Like, you need to be taking your gift that you was blessed with and maximize it. Now, like, I'm just making a couple extra dollars with this. I just cut a couple, I cut my cousin hair, a couple of my homeboys here. Bro, you're good.
Right.
Be the best damn hair cutter. Be the best damn burger flipper. The best damn car washer. The best damn whatever that you can possibly be. And you never know how that can grow. I've seen people go from like being the employee, just getting a job, to not becoming the owner, or a franchisee, or the CEO of the business. You know what I'm saying? You found your gift and you worked your butt off.
Yeah.
Live in your gift, bro. Live in your gift.
Speaking of gifts, Elijah Smith,
the
son.
Yeah.
He was like the champion of Colorado Combat Club.
Right.
But he just turned pro. And so that's exciting.
Yeah. It's just moving up to the next level. That was always the goal. We train as a pro. So it's time to the problem with it being an amateur fighter, especially for someone like Elijah, like it was just hard to find fights. We literally had this kid, after he won his fight, call out Elijah. He won his fight, and Elijah was there in the building because we was coaching, one of our guys. So the guy was like, well, Elijah's talking about he needs someone to fight. I will fight him in the middle of the cage. We ran down there. We was like, yo, we'll take the fight. Set it up.
Right.
Set it up. We take the fight. Like we told the promoter we'll take the fight. Told his coaches we'll take the fight. We told him we'll take the fight. You call us out. You open your mouth. Let's go.
Right.
When it's time to sign contracts, they were like, nah, man, that's not a good fight for him. We'll come back. Like, because we was going to say, let's do it as a pro. Like, okay, he don't want to do it as a pro. Like, you know what? Elijah would do another amateur fight just to fight you. True story.
Right.
They turned us down. Like, hold on. You open up your mouth, call my son out, and then when it's time to do it, now you say no?
Right.
Man, we ain't got time for this, man. We don't got time for these Colorado amateur fighters. They trying to cherry pick. They coaches trying to make sure they get the good fight, the marketable fight, the fight that's good for them. In other words, it's someone that they know they can beat.
Pad the record type.
Pad their record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, I get it.
Yeah, for sure.
I get it. It's the business. But then shut your mouth.
Right. Just put your head down.
You know what I'm saying? Don't talk tough.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then when it's time to be tough, You don't sign on the dotted line. So we was like, you know what? This time we're done with this. We just gonna go. We can go pro. We can sign with Fury. Fury could get some guys that's out of state. There's obviously Colorado guys who wasn't trying to fight Elijah. So that's what we did.
That's a big move. You've what weight class is he in?
Yeah, he's a bantamweight. He's 135.
Okay, so he would fight TJ.
TJ Dillashaw, yeah.
I mean, it's weird to think sometimes you look at the guys that are fighting and then you look at the champion and you're like, holy shit, you got to beat that dude. Like O'Malley, I guess, is 135.
Yeah.
Then who's the champ at 135 right now?
135 is the black guy.
Oh, yeah, Aljo.
Yeah,
Aljo
the Funk Master.
And he said Peter Yan and TJ. There's a lot of... So it's like...
I mean, we don't look at those guys like a potential opponents. We saw early in the career, by the time we get to the UFC and get into title contention, those guys should be like, damn, they're retiring, right?
And he will have elevated over those, 5, however many years it took.
But we look at them, we study them, like, that's where we want to be. Like, that's the level. That's the technique we need to be at. You know what I'm saying? We need to be proficient like the way they are.
What did he do, like high school or college wrestling?
No, he's only 20, but he's 19 actually. He haven't turned 20 yet. But no, he did high school wrestling. He made it to state his junior and senior year.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that's just, you want that base. I hear. I'm not an expert. But
yeah.
I tried wrestling. That shit was whack. I quit after like 2 days. But I also didn't really understand what I was getting into. I kind of walked in to tryouts like on a whim, like, oh yeah, let's go see what this is. And I was like, this shit is fucking hard.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what that's the name of the game, man. Like no one ever said fighting was going to be easy, but like you said, you didn't even know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah, I kind of, shoulda, coulda, woulda, because I put all my energy into basketball and that didn't really work out either. But I all the hard work and effort towards whatever goal you might have, especially when you're young, just give it your all, try, fail. If you fail, you'll find out, oh, that didn't work for me. I need to go try something else. But in the process of developing that sick work ethic, you can carry that on to your next career. And I did that like from basketball to selling weed, we'll say, to I got a temp job at a corporate office, and then I made it to like the senior level payroll person, and then I hit that peak of payroll, and then I joined the Army. Did really pretty good, all things considered. And then from the Army to here, and look how I'm surrounded with fucking excellence, people in highest level in their field. Gilbert Smith.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, same here. Like, working hard and pursuing my dreams is just something that came natural to me. Like, I just never gave myself an excuse. I never said like, I can't do this because of that. I always said, how can I do it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How can it get done?
Yeah.
And from there, I just built from there.
Yeah, if anybody can do it, you can do it.
Right.
If this guy over here sitting right next to me can do whatever, I can do it. And Henry Ford or somebody famous once said, if whether you think you can or you can't, you're right.
Yeah. Well, saying the word I can't doesn't do anything. It doesn't help. If something doesn't work out, let me find out. You know what I'm saying? I always say I'm not going to beat myself. You know what I'm saying? It's like a fight. When you go into a fight, I'm going to the fight with the intentions I'm going to win. Mm-hmm. I don't want to fight myself and fight my opponent.
Oh my God.
'Cause that's what it is in life. You're going to fight life. You don't want to have to fight yourself in life. Life is enough to deal with. Mm-hmm. Okay? You need all of your energy going in the right direction, and not having to have this self-doubt or this self-defecating mentality. No, you want to believe in yourself and go out there and attack life with everything you have.
Yeah, the mental battle of you doubting yourself or whatever weird mental loops that you might get into just makes it that much harder. But then you might need to see a therapist.
Yeah, therapy is good.
Yeah, it's like coaching for the mind to maybe help you see things a little bit more clearly. We're going to be wrapping it up here, and I really appreciate all your time.
Yeah.
We just had this dude go down to Greenland, which is like Iceland, right?
Yeah.
It's like the icy one, and he swam underneath a 70-foot deep glacier in SHEATH only. It's 28 degrees, which is sub-freezing. Somehow it's still not frozen. And they shot this sick commercial. It's going to be coming out, and it's all in support of like men's mental health. So we have like a thing with that, with SHEATH and me in general, Patton. Try to promote, get yourself checked out. A lot of my friends have taken their own lives due to just whatever weird shit, the life you were just talking about. It's hard.
I mean, mental health, especially. Now I can speak from in the sense of in the Black community. We don't put enough emphasis on our mental health. Being a Black male, growing up, in the neighborhoods I grew up in, nobody never talked about mental health. That wasn't even a term. When other communities, they go and go see a therapist, and to us it's like, what, you gonna see a therapist? What's wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? We like talk down on it. Like you weak, you can't handle it. And the truth is, man, training your mind is no different than training your body. Like, you got to give yourself the opportunity to fine tune and deal with like the stress of life. Because, man, you know how Rocky said, life will beat you down and leave you there permanently if you let it.
He's such a wise man.
Yeah, Rocky Balboa. Yeah.
Let me see here. Man, this has been a good one.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you coming on here. That's you have this powerful presence and energy that I wish I was coming to the gym more, and I don't want to make any promises because I'm not going to do anything. But
yeah, he's like, I don't want to say I'm going to be there because I already know that I'm not. I get that all the time, bro. I get that people like, hey man, I'll be at the gym, and then they don't show up. But I never take it personal either.
Please don't, and just know that it's a great gym. Highly recommend Victory MMA if you're in Colorado Springs or in the surrounding area. I've been to many gyms. This is the most like legit professional, motivating. You have all the people around there doing it with you, sweating, and then you get the fun part of like the hitting the pads, and depending on what class you go to. So can't recommend this place enough.
Yeah, that's where I just came from, man. Like, I feel like right now my shoulders are so sore. Like, when I go home, I gotta ice it. Right now, I just like, it's so tense right now.
I appreciate.
Ice it, put some cups on it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming here, even though you were, just coming out of practice and stuff.
Yeah. So, hey, bro, I really appreciate everything you do. I love the SHEATH. Like, I'm wearing SHEATH right now. And the fact that you sponsor my son, thank you. Like, he's been working so hard, but he's seeing the fruits of his labor. He's seeing people supporting him.
Beautiful.
And that is motivating.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to let anyone down. He can't promise that he's going to be the next whatever. But one thing he can promise you is that he's going to work his butt off and give it everything he has.
It doesn't help. It doesn't hurt to be a handsome young man or whatever. Let me show you this thing though. And then we're going to wrap it up. We've been trying to get our people to do reels.
Yeah.
And this guy, I don't know if you know who this is.
Oh yeah, Yusuf?
Yeah.
Yeah. I train with him.
Yeah, exactly. He's kind of coming up.
Yeah, he's in the UFC. I train with him at Factory X. Yeah, he does fight this weekend.
Yeah, and he's doing a sweet reel for.
Right.
I'm trying to get everyone to do the reels.
Hey, yeah, don't worry, I got you.
Right.
I help my son.
Look at that. He's in I guess Vegas. Or
yeah. I'm not too sure where this fight is going to be at, but Yusuf is a good guy, man. He's a Moroccan. He's pretty loud. He's quick to talk trash. Me and him always talk trash to each other. But he's a good guy, and I seen like a really good, dope video.
Yeah.
And these are things I do. Like, my last video I did on Instagram, listen, it did 8 million views.
Shut up.
Right? Or like, it's right now sitting at 200,000 likes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Reels have been getting that extra algorithmic whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've been noticing a lot of positive.
Yeah, 8 million views.
Oh my God. Let's watch it real quick.
Yeah, it's a quick little one.
Oh, I saw this one. He was
Yeah.
about like he was like, get off me.
Yeah.
Because it's gay or something or what?
Well, yeah, like, so just to address that real quick. First of all, jiu-jitsu, wrestling, grappling is not a gay. It's not a gay sport, right?
Of course not.
And I understand that video is supposed to be satire, sarcastic, but I do understand how it could like semi-promote homophobic thoughts.
Okay.
Right, but that wasn't my goal. I just thought it was a little bit funny.
It was funny.
But I understand how people could like, get the wrong idea, right? So first of all, I'm not homophobic. I don't care what your sexual orientation is. You come to my gym, we train it. That's one. Two, jiu-jitsu is not. I don't even know what you mean when you say that's a gay thing.
It's like the most tough man sport there is.
Right.
Yeah.
So get past that. Get past your whole what you think gay is, what you think is homo, whatever the case may be. And I apologize to anybody, that offended. I was trying to make a funny video. Yes, I did it for the gram. I did it for the likes. I did it for the views. So actually very successful at it. Maybe too much successful because like it did garner a lot of positive stuff to me, but also a little bit of negative stuff. So once again, I apologize if anybody got offended. But it was just a joke.
No negative intention. It's all love. Yeah. And the jokes. I love a good joke. Comedy, whatever. It's in a weird space, but I think people are kind of like, okay, let's just laugh.
Yeah.
Let's just have some fun because shit is getting too fucking weird out there.
Yeah, you just gotta be able to like enjoy life a little bit.
Yeah, and we're gonna go do that. I'm gonna go to a soccer game tonight. You're gonna go and do something with your girl, I think.
No, I gotta go back to training.
Oh shit.
I got some more people to train.
Okay, well.
But all right, brother.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching. Again, Robert Patton Global. This has been another good one.